I mean, really, and maybe even longer. Don't get upset with that. That's why I like the herbs, because they'll accelerate that time. I'd really clean out my bowels. If you got a lot of sulfur, you're going to see orange stools coming out of you. And hang in there, my friend. You'll be okay. Yeah, there is a light at the end of this tunnel. Some people are going to work for it. I don't know what to say about it. I was lucky. I didn't go through such radical things, but I have helped people through some radical healing crises, from blindness to paralysis. I try to tell some of these stories of what we've seen, and some of the healing crises are scary, but you hang in there, because we're here to help you. We're doing the best we can, and we'll work you through these. Like I said, detoxification is an art. And I think that gentleman that asked me about where do I go from here, I have a 5-day class. It's only 5 days. I used to offer it every month, every quarter, now every 6 months, now every year. But I've been doing this all my life. I burned candles at both ends, so you gotta understand I'm getting a little burnt. But in 5 days, we get deep into it. Why the genetics, understanding how these different bodies impact the cell, impact plants, impact the life. Detoxification. I work you through clients, and then you start working me through clients. And we work together and show you. I have 1 day of iridology there. But with that, you go out and you start helping people. And this is why I call it detoxification specialists, because a lot of states are really on the verge of major lawsuits. As you guys smarten up, especially you paralegals, we got some really sharp paralegals. I've got a really sharp paralegal. And this guy's good. Really good. Better than most attorneys, let me tell you. And he's just happy in his niche. But this guy is unbelievable. Researches like crazy. I mean, he really is good. And so the problem is these states have conspired, in my opinion, with the American Medical Association to create a monopoly, and they brainwash people to think that we are something alternative. God is something that's alternative, and that we can pose a lot of harm to people, yet allopathically, as we've discussed. Gary Knoll did a great piece. A lot of medical doctors, I've got a folder this thick of the crimes against humanity from the allopathic community, and these are recorded crimes. My significant other is a cardiac nurse, and I can tell you the things that go on that's not recorded. So, and I spent years in hospitals too, so I've seen a lot of things, and it's like, you can't fool an old fool. So, these are some of the problems that we face here. And so these, these deprivation of right lawsuits are going to start, and we're going to help people to fight these states, to teach them a lesson that you signed the Constitution, which grants everybody a right to make a living and seek a living without licensures. When someone requires you to get a license, they're telling you that it's a privilege for you to practice whatever it is you're going to practice. And it is not a privilege if you're born in one of the 50 states. It's your right. And this government needs to learn about rights. But to keep yourself well, you've got to get away from this idiotic, stupid concept of diseases. It doesn't exist. Everything is chemistry and physics, cells and two fluids. And that's it. And of course, all these cells are specialists, and when these cells don't function properly, you're going to see a symptom, depending on what they do, what area of the body. And so medical doctors have coached this up. You remember heartburn, now it's acid GERD, acid reflux disease, because they can treat diseases and then they can block you from it. This kind of power and narcissism can't be had on this planet anymore if the planet wants to sustain human life and a good life anymore. If not, it's going to implode in that way, no question. But you're not trying to treat diseases anyway. You're an educator. You help people to detoxify their bodies because you know that it is acids that are breaking down these cells. It's chemistry. They can't get you for teaching what's real and what's right. You're using raw foods. In this country, herbs are foods. You're using herbs and foods to clean and regenerate the human body. Oh, well, diseases? I'm playing with... No, we don't believe in diseases. That's for people that want to live in fear and disempower people. No. You want to empower yourself. And that's why I like detoxification specialists, because as the world's going to learn, detoxification is the golden key that unlocks the magic. It's the only key that unlocks the magic. It is, who can detoxify better? What have you learned? Let's share. Let's grow. Can we use this? Can we use that? What we don't do. You know, there's this fight between some of us about vegetable matter, and they're pumping it out there like, don't do fruits, don't do fruits, don't do fruits, berries, and melons. I mean, smoking something in the back room here, boys. I mean, this is something that it's just insane thinking. And so my clinic has proved totally the opposite, that vegetables will not detoxify you at the levels you need. You know, I had a lady from the Hippocrates the other day, and she's ranting and raving about me wanting so much fruits. And she had been there. She had a large tumor in her breast. And she said, well, my blood work looks good. I spent a lot of money over there. My blood work looks good. I'm feeling better, everything good, but tumor's still here. And I said, of course. So we all need to work together, because the real reality is we have a lot of hurting people, and the reality is the client, getting them better. And maybe people don't report back to them and let them know they're not going anywhere. Their tumors are still here, because we get them parading over here all the time with that. And we're good at helping people remove tumors. Not 100%. There's some people just can't get it, can't get with it. So forgive me for popping around here, but I've set off a couple hours here so I can get your question answered, and I'm doing the best I can. So forgive me. Again, you call the clinic if you have an emergency, please. I'm not after to hurt anybody. I'm after to help you all. This guy has, fruit seems to burn his digestive tract. It sounds like you've got some ulcers there, except bananas. You know, you might have a lot of sulfur in your gut. If you get up real close to a real strong mirror and get a flashlight, if you have orange anywhere in your eye, particularly right around the pupil, orange, that's sulfur. Sulfur is a constant burn to the GI tract wall. It absorbs. It's from the use of penicillin and a lot of these sulfa drugs. And the problem what the medical doctors don't understand is these sulfa drugs will stay in you. I have a good friend that ran a hospital in San Diego, and when he came to study with me, he realized he had sulfur. And he called me the other day and said, you know, I guess just can't find an antidote to this sulfur. And I said, I don't know one either, detoxification. You got to put on the robe and walk down the road. You know, I mean, there's just no other way that I know of either. You know, so... You know, I poisoned myself here. I think I told you that I was working with herbs for spinal cord injuries and MS and Lou Gehrig's, because the neurological, when I see someone in a wheelchair, my heart just goes, whoa, here, let me help you, because we've helped some people get out of them. And we've done some incredible work, what limited amount of clients we have that come in here that are quads or paraplegics. And that's fantastic. Fox News has filmed a great story. So, we took a C3, C4 quad and totally reconnected it after 12 years down, head-on car crash, completely severed her spine. So we did well with that case, and it's some really great cases here. Got an Amish boy walking. He was only down like 6 or 8 months when I got him, and he regenerated real quick. No, I forget. He was down less than 2 years, and in 6 months we got him up and got him reconnected. I thought that was pretty good, you know. So this Peruvian bark, never use Peruvian bark, and Christopher has it in his book. Someone asked me, you know, about herbal schools, and I do recommend you go to herbal schools. I think the East-West Herbal School, I never attended Michael Cara's